Hey folks, Lauren from Snowy's here with the Flextail Max shower. Now this is an ultralight little shower pump. It is fully rechargeable, so there's no need for cables and things like that. It does come with a USB-C recharging cable that measures 80 centimeters in length. It also weighs about 300 grams and it measures about 12 centimeters by about 6 centimeters by around about 4 centimeters in width here. The connection points that we've got are just a nice sort of quick release, just like your standard hose connectors at home. The hose length that we've got is around 2.2 meters. And our shower hose or shower rose on the end here is around about 5 centimeters in diameter. Hold up fam, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any awesome content on the Snowy's channel. Let's get into it. Now this little unit has a really simple operation. So we've got on the base of the unit here our little power button, and we've also got our silicone cover here with the USB-C charging port. Now the unit does have an IPX7 rating, which means it's fully submergible for 30 minutes, which is more than enough time to get your shower out of the way. So we've also got one of these universal tripod connectors. I don't know what the exact name for them is, but this is really handy because if you get like a small sort of selfie tripod or camera tripod or something like that, you can screw it onto the bottom of the filter. And if you are wanting to draw directly from a water source and there's a bit of sediment on the bottom of the creek or the dam or whatever, you just sit that on the tripod in the water and it will keep it clear of that sediment. So on the sides of the unit, we're just a normal sort of heavy duty plastic here. And on the top, we've got our little filter cover. So this can be popped off like so. We've got our first stage filter, which is obviously for heavier gauge stuff. And then we've got our second stage filter under here, which is a little stainless steel mesh disc that is removable. And obviously you can clean that out as well. So in terms of operation, because it's an ultralight and ultra compact unit, the functionality is very simple, but there's a couple of things that you need to be mindful of. So the first one is that on the shower head, we have the option of turning off the flow rate or on like so with the switch. Now the only issue with this is that if you're going to have it off for too long with the pump still running, the pressure from the pump is actually so high that it might cause your hose to pop out of the little fitting that it's got here. So it's probably better for you to just sort of reduce the flow rate, or if you do have to turn it off completely, do it as quickly as you can before you are pulling the pump out of the water. So the other thing to note is having it off at the beginning when you're first putting your pump in is a really handy way to sort of help prime the pump and get that pressure built up, because if you chuck your pump into the water whilst the hose is open, it might sort of sputter out because it'll have some air bubbles trapped in there. So that's the sort of shower head functionality part. The pump part itself is the simple singular button operation here. So if I press it once, it's not going to turn on. That's to stop the shower from accidentally being activated in your backpack or wherever you've got it packed between uses. So a double pump will get this one working, just like the Flextail mattress pumps. Now we're on the low setting here. Now this has a runtime of around about 110 minutes and a flow rate of 2.2 litres. Now, if I chuck this into my water source now, the only option that I'll have to turn it up to the second or the high setting is to pull it back out again and press this button. So it's just a singular operation, and you'll need to make sure that you've set your pump at the flow rate that you want before you chuck it in the water. So what I'm going to do here is I'll just show you really quickly, one press up to the high. Here we're running for 70 minutes and we've got a 3 litre flow rate. So I'm going to pop this back onto the low and we will chuck it into the water here and give you an indication of how this little shower is going to run. So I've got my shower head turned off. I'm going to move that to on. So this is on low. So as you can see, we've got a nice stream coming out of the shower head here. The actual holes that we've got in the shower head are 0.3 mil. So it's a nice sort of fine flow of water that we've got here. It's not a huge amount of pressure, but it's definitely enough to shower in. Like, I'd be more than happy to shower with that flow rate. I think the 0.3 mil water outlets do make the jets feel strong, even though the flow itself might not be that huge. So I'm just going to pull out the unit, and it's going to fill with air and stop that pumping through. And I'm going to press the light on the button here, and we'll go up to the high setting. So putting that back into the water, and let's have a look at how this one runs. So as you can see, there's a fair amount of air bubbles in here now, which is why the flow is looking a bit weak. I'm just going to quickly flick that to off and then on again. There we go. Now, as you can see, we've gotten rid of most of the air bubbles there, and that's a much heavier flow. It's still really nice on the skin. It doesn't sort of hurt or anything like that, but it's got a little bit more punch to it if you want to try and wash off, maybe say even your dog, lots of sand at the beach, or wash sand off your feet, or you need a little bit more power there. It's definitely got obviously a higher flow rate there than the low setting. So the other thing to note is our little hook on the back of the shower head that allows us to hang it up onto something. There's no real like magnetics or anything. It's very simple operation, but quite easy to hold the shower head like in a bit of a pistol grip, or hang it up on the hook like so. So that's about it for the Flextail Max shower. It's probably also worth noting that this doesn't come with a bag, but you can purchase a carry case or a storage case for it separately. So an awesome little shower, super light and super compact, whether or not you've got it in the back of your car for beach trips, or you just want a really simple, easy, lightweight camping option, this is going to be the one for you. You can get this at snowies.com.au at our low prices every day.